the story behind a fascinating relic from the Civil War in Indian Territory. Captain Hotachee, Goliah Herrod's Civil War saber, could it be a relic from the Battle of Flat Rock or the Second Battle of Cabin Creek? By Jim Austin. This Model 1860 light cavalry saber was crafted in 1864 by the Emerson and Silver Company in Trenton, New Jersey. This particular type of saber was standard issue to Union cavalry soldiers, though many found their way into the hands of Confederate cavalrymen, often as trophies captured during battle. Moreover, when the Civil War erupted, numerous Confederate cavalry soldiers had previously served in the United States Army and brought their sabers with them upon joining the Confederate cause. Among the notable examples was General G.E. Stuart of Virginia, a West Point graduate, who carried his Union-issued Model 1860 saber into Confederate service. The saber featured in the accompanying photographs belongs to Confederate Captain Hotachee, Goliah Herrod of the 2nd Creek Mounted Volunteers. Captain Herrod, a member of the Muscogee Creek Nation, was a man of multifaceted contributions. In his lifetime, he was a slaveholder, a Confederate officer, a superintendent of schools, a tribal district attorney, and, most significantly, a collaborator with Baptist missionary Durf Buckner in the creation of the first Creek-to-English grammar and translation book, titled A Grammar of the Muscogee Creek Language, to which are prefixed lessons in spelling, reading, and defining. Captain Herrod's Civil War service record, while uncommon, is not entirely unique. Historical documentation confirms his role as captain of Campanile in the 2nd Creek Mounted Volunteers. Interestingly, his record in the National Archives reveals he served across multiple indigenous units during the war, including Creek, Cherokee, Choctaw, and Chickasaw regiments. This may be attributed to his mature age of 41 years at the start of the war, coupled with his formal education, which made him a valuable asset to various Native American regiments. Herrod's journey began in his ancestral homeland in the southeastern United States. In the year 1828, 2 years before the enactment of the Indian Removal Act of 1830, young Goliah was enrolled at the Choctaw Academy, a pioneering school for indigenous boys. This institution was established through a partnership between the United States government and the Baptist Board of Missions. At the tender age of 8, Herrod commenced a decade-long education at the academy, which cost an estimated $227 annually for room, board, clothing, and tuition. The Creek Nation contributed generously to the academy, providing $5,000 in 1827 to support the education of Creek boys like Herrod. At the academy, the boys were immersed in lessons on self-governance, with students fulfilling roles such as judges, jurors, sheriffs, and lawyers to simulate the operations of a court of justice. Herrod excelled in a curriculum that included texts such as Emerson's Readers, Pike's Arithmetic, Kirkham's Grammar, Olney's Geography, and Colburn's Algebra. Upon completing his studies, he attended a Baptist college in Danville, Kentucky, where he further broadened his academic foundation. Returning to his tribe in northeastern Indian Territory, he eventually settled in North Forktown, near present-day Eufaula, Oklahoma. However, like many of his peers, Herrod struggled with alcoholism. Durf Buckner, a Baptist missionary, and his wife devoted themselves to helping Herrod overcome these struggles. Through their persistent support, he turned his life around, even contributing to linguistic and religious translation efforts. Herrod, like many Creek leaders, was a slaveholder, a practice rooted in the traditions of the southeastern United States. According to the 1860 United States Federal Census slave schedules, he owned 8 slaves, ranging in age from 8 months to 24 years. Historical records also indicate that he had been purchasing enslaved individuals as early as 1850. In the late 1850s, Herrod married Mary Lewis, who became the first woman to teach at the Creek National School, introducing English to its curriculum. When the Civil War began, the Confederate government, represented by Albert Pike, sought alliances with the tribes of Indian Territory. While some tribal members, like Herrod, aligned with the Confederacy, others, led by Creek chief Apothliohola, chose to remain loyal to the Union. This division resulted in significant conflict, including the battles of Round Mountain, Chustatalasa, and Chustanilla, collectively remembered as the Trail of Blood on Ice. Captain Herrod's 2nd Creek Mounted Volunteers participated in numerous engagements, including the battles of Flat Rock and the Second Battle of Cabin Creek in 1864. The origin of Herrod's Union cavalry saber remains uncertain. It may have been a captured battlefield trophy, seized from Union forces during Flat Rock or Cabin Creek, or it could have been awarded to him as a ceremonial presentation saber after the war, with his name inscribed on its blade. Following the war, Herrod played an influential role as superintendent of schools in the Creek Nation. He passed away on October 10, 1887, leaving behind a legacy as an educator, translator, and leader. While photographs of his wife, Mary Louise Herrod, are preserved in historical archives, no known images of Captain Goliah Herrod himself have surfaced to date.